I just wanted to be honest, give everybody opportunity, you know, do a little Q&A. Mm. Make sure y'all check in on the morning. I got a great one for you in the morning. And just to share a little thought, you know, the the more and more you get into your walk or your awakening, your journey, whatever, however that pertains to your walk of life, it's like the closer, not even the closer, but the more you stay in alignment, you know, and it's not just me. Hopefully other people can resonate with this, but man, I get some of the most interesting dreams. you know, some of the things you got to understand the lingo. What I'm saying is like you get these vivid type dreams that something will just come to my head. I'm like, bing, bing, bing. I'm like, wow, okay, that's what that dream means. And I just dial in on it. Yeah, I'm talking about when I say dial in on it, I ain't talking about no rehearsal, no none of that type of stuff. No, you know, straight from the source, straight through me. I get my deliverance how it is. But I still want to be able to, anybody feel free. You can question whatever you want to ask. I'm gonna answer it to my best ability, honest and truthful. But one thing about this journey I will tell you, and the awakening is looking from the outside, looking in. You know, you're gonna have people weigh their opinions. You're gonna have people project. It's gonna be a lot in the air, and not to take away from you, but you don't want to focus in on that type of stuff because all it's gonna do is derail you. Yeah, because once you locked in, let me tell you, some won't believe it, but if you are truly, truly locked in, once you see, once you see, you'll never go back to being unseen. No, you'll never go back to it. Nicholas, hey, what's up, man? I'm glad for you joining in. I just wanted to pop in real quick and talking about my journey, the awakening, my walk of life. Man, listen, it's been going. I took a little me time. I rested. You know, caught up on just you know letting everything take its course. But you can feel free. We're doing a Q&A. Any type of question. Insight or anything within the journey, my awakening, walk of life, or if you got any questions. Amen, my brother. Amen. But hey, but one thing I did want to share though, my dreams. Some people might don't understand, but sometimes, man, you get these downloads, you get these dreams, and there is a saying of what you dream of can be manifested too. And it becomes a deja vu, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these dreams been so vivid that I'd be like, man, I haven't seen that person in like 2 years. And literally, I'm looking at the dream. I'm like, what does that mean? What does it mean? But when you sit and you dawn on it and you take it in, it does have a meaning. If you really align truly with the source, you end up finding the meaning to your dreams because that's how vivid they be. What's up, Calvert? Okay, Parker, that's what I'm talking about, man. Love. That's yeah, it's facts. But I don't get to share this with so many people because it'll fly over their head. They'll think like, man, what are he talking about? Man, he tripping. No, it is that and the third. But I never let that derail me. And I want y'all to know the same thing. Never let it derail you because certain things are only meant for you. And the only way that you can really share these ideas of things that you're going through with your walk of journey or your awakening, or your walk of life, period, is by being able to converge with someone that understands the lingo, somebody that's going through it. You can't talk to nobody that ain't been tested or that's walking that path or that fire, that's going through the fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to. Yo, what's up, man? GTA here. What's going on? Yes, sir. What's going on, King? Oh, I love this. I might have to come on at night now. I might just have to do that. Well, since I'm on, we're gonna talk about it. Since I'm on, I got one for y'all. And I want you to understand. Since everybody joined it, we're gonna go ahead and turn it up. The one I'm gonna do in the morning, I'm gonna do it now. And whatever downloads I get in the middle of the night, that's what I'm gonna do in the morning. So I'm gonna shoot it with y'all. Cause y'all got me going. Let me hit this tea real quick. Mm. This is what we're gonna talk about. And you can still pose your Q&A questions, whatever, and everything else. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I love that. Now we're gonna talk about fight, the fight, the battle, and the war. Now don't let it go over your head now. Lean in a little bit, cause I'm gonna give it to you. You know, remember, you gotta fight. Some people will choose to fight, some people will choose the battle, and some people will choose the war. That's three. That's three different categories. I personally, I stand in the war. Me and the Most High stand in the war. Why do I say that? First of all, when a person want to fight, one thing they're not thinking of, there's no strategy. It's just a whole lot, whatever, mayhem, do what you do. The casualties going to be at a certain numbers. You know, nobody thinking of no type of defensive type of techniques or anything whatsoever. You know, there's no strategy behind it. Even when you step it up a notch and you go to the battle, how do I hear the smoke detector? I don't hear it. But listen, you know, so it's a separation, you know what I'm saying? It's a separation of powers, all three. Anybody can start a fight. When you go into a fight, you know, ain't no stance, ain't no strategy, ain't no offense or defense. It's just whatever, you know. And I'm okay with that. Because some people love to fight, you know what I'm saying? No problem. That's the same thing with a battle. You got a lot of people, they quick to go to battle a person. You know, they looking for the quick win. The fight is already at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the pillar. You know what I'm saying? Why? Due to the fact nobody's using clear conscience of how they gonna go in, what they gonna do. They just wanna fight. You know what I'm saying? And that can hurt innocent bystanders. It can in any shape or form. But when we talk about the battle, some people look at the battle for a quick win. You know, they might have a mediocre type of strategy of what they, but it's still, there's no clear conscious view of what they're going to do. You know, they're just looking for the battle to win right then and there. And I always said to myself, you know, a lot of people want to win the battle, but nobody want to oversee winning the war. The reason I stand in the war, to me, what do you think of the Palestinians? Okay, you get one. I appreciate you, DTA. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Hey, thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Listen, man, I love all y'all. Just by joining in and being able to hear. But I consider myself, and I consider a lot of, even my collective, the collective nations, which is y'all. I want y'all to stand in the war. You know why I say stand in the war? Let's think of the bullseye. You know where you throw the darts at? How many circles there is around it before you even get to the bullseye? This is the reason why, as a collective nation, we should stand for the war. You know how many different levels of penetration you got to get to, you got to go through, advance through, just to get to that bullseye? You know how many defensive mechanisms there is, meaning from the rear, from the back, east, west. Just think about how round that circle goes. All right, now I appreciate everybody. Just think about how round that circle goes. You know, so when a person that's coming to battle, not only the ones that are equipped for war, meaning the buckler, the shield, the Most High, and you ever heard the Most High tell you, go in front of me, I'll be there. And he say, and you thinking to yourself, well, how am I gonna know you're gonna be there? Well, you'll feel the wind come by. When you feel the wind come by, you know I'm there. That's the Most High telling you, go before me, meaning faith, go. But at the same time, when you get to that war, the ones who come into battle, never did they have the insight view of saying, well, man, we're going to have to penetrate 6 different layers before we even get to the bullseye. You know, they're not thinking like that, though. Strategic. No, they're not thinking about the ones on the front line. They're not thinking about the 2nd level of security, the 3rd level, the 4th level. That's before you even get to the bullseye, till you get to the middle, you know. So never take the short route of wanting to win the battle. The battle's nothing. That's a quick win. You know, you got to absorb and look at the overall picture. Look at the diameter of everything going on, and calculate and make precision moves that when you striking to win the war, not the battle. We are Charlie. Yeah, man. Hey, man. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, my brother. All right, legend. Supports, okay. Supports for support, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, legend. I'm gonna go to yours and I'm gonna subscribe. I appreciate you, my brother. I truly appreciate you. But you know, and I want everybody to know, man, don't look for the quick route. You know, no matter how hard any circumstance could get, no matter what kind of rift they throwing at you, how they barking up your tree, it don't matter what's going on. Always think strategic. You know, think with precision. Make sure you looking at the war. You ain't looking at the quick win, the battle. Because that's where a lot of people get lost at, you know. You know, that's just like the race. Everybody just want to race, but they ain't thinking about the marathon, you know. It's the same thing with the battle. You ain't coming in here to fight. You ain't coming in to battle. You coming in to win the war. And that's where the bullseye come in at, you know. Just to get to the bullseye, you got to penetrate so much security defense that's around that bullseye. Think about all them circles. There's so many of them. That's just like the battlefield. When they bringing the fight to the war, they ain't got no win. Not with the way the Most High got it set up. You got to penetrate through so many different walls to get to the bullseye. Even when they coming with the battle to the war, they still ain't got no chance. Because the way the Most High got a strategic planned out, man, you still stand in the center with all your divine protections. Every circle around that bullseye is a divine protection. That's your divine protection. Meaning they gonna have to go heads over heels. And one thing about that divine protection, it does a full 360, a full circle. Just look at the bullseye. Just look at the dart. Look at the darts when you throw them. The bullseye in a many, but how many other penetration of circles it is around the bullseye? It's many. That's why you want to always go for the war. Always have a strategic plan on how you going to go against these NPCs, how you going to go against these demonic people, these entities, these vessels that's possessed by these demonic spirits, just to be able to make the right choice. We can collab or whatnot. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, we can. We can. All day. Yeah, I got you. I got you, legend. I got you. You say you having trouble sleeping. Well, you know, hey, we on here. We chatting. We talking about this awakening. We talking about this journey. We talking about life. We talking about everything. You know, and let me tell you, one thing I want you to know, through this, I got you, Legend Crump. Yeah, you got my word. Soon I get off here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even put it down. Hold on. So I can make sure I got you. Let's see. Okay, Legend Crump. I got you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and do that though. All right, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Okay, bless you too, my brother. Bless you too, my brother. But let me tell you, one thing about this walk of life and this journey, it ain't easy, and it ain't what it seems looking from the outside, looking in. Cause even I muster up my energy every morning just to keep it going. Yeah, cause it might look good from a different eye view a lens, but it ain't what you think it is. No. Do I have it all? No. Do I have faith? Yeah. Do I got the most high? Yeah. You know. Am I bettering myself? Yep. Yes, I am. I'm bettering myself with each day that comes and each day that passes. I'm bettering myself. So some people might look at it and be like, this, that, and the third. And no, everything manifesting as long as you stay in alignment. As long as you stay in alignment with everything going on. But Mr. Can you tell me? Listen to this here. But remember, listen. This the story. No matter what you're going through in life, don't go for the fight. Don't go for the battle. Make sure you set yourself up for the war. So you'll be well equipped with everything that you need when you go to war that the Most High give you. That's your buckler, your shield, your helmet, everything, your sword. Make sure you shooting for the war. Don't take no shortcuts. Forget the battle. Because some people love the battle, but you outsmart them when you fighting for the war. You know what I'm saying? You see the bigger picture. So I want everybody to understand that. And yeah, another thing about this walk of life is, man, it's gonna be days where you probably ain't feeling uppity, or you probably ain't feeling the strength to do what you gotta do. You gotta muster all that up and just get up and do it. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was finna lay down, but I just said to myself, let me get up on here. The spicy list. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. I appreciate you joining in. So, with that being said, using myself as an example, I don't, man, listen, man. I done been broken. When I say broken, like I done had to start from scratch so many times in life to where it always been something natural. But the change that I was able to make was to give it to the Most High and stay in alignment. I've been doing it my way. Yeah, I've been leaning on myself, And like I said before, in one of my other lives, the Most High always say, don't lean on no man. And I'm a man myself, so I can't just lean on myself. So I gave it all to him. And, gradually, day for day, month for month, I've been finding traction. I've been finding so much energy. Yeah. The courage already there, just the energy alone, being a high vibration, being able to go at it, you know what I'm saying? And being able to embrace it and wanting to do it, just being able to coincide with other people on their walk of life or their path or their journey, their awakening, whatever you're going through, Universal consciousness, unity. I like that, my brother. Lauren, thank you so much for joining in. Lauren Love. I appreciate everyone for joining in. But don't let nobody, love. Man, listen, I love you all. Without you, I can't do nothing. Yeah. It takes us as a collective to make it happen. So always believe that. Without you all, I can't even apply all the gifts, all the talent, everything that the Most High done instilled in me. I can't apply it without you all. So it ain't just me. It's all of us as a collective. But best believe it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to understand that it don't come easy. But the fight is worth it. The battle and the war. You know what I'm saying? You heard what the last one was, the war. Each stage is worth it. It might start off as a fight, then it becomes a battle. Because that fight might take a little bit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to the battle, you're like, oh, man. I can't, oh, man, this ain't getting wicked. You might be running low on money, whatever and so forth. I just like sometimes I look at my wallet, I look at my bank card, and I don't even know what I got on there. But guess what? I know my portion come from the Most High. Yeah, my portion come from the Most High. So at the end of the day, his grace and promise is always a promise. He don't go back on his word, but it's all about you putting your best foot forward and staying in alignment, which I want everybody to understand that, ain't nothing out here easy, but no matter what you put your best foot to, he gonna always measure your heart. He gonna measure it from one end of the earth to the other. And as long as he knows that you gave it your all, guess what? He gonna make a provision for you. Yeah. Once he make a provision for you, guess what? You good. He got you. Yeah, believe it. Sometimes it happen at the last second. Sometimes so much things will pile up. I don't know how I'm going to pay this, how I'm going to pay that. And guess what? I ain't chasing nothing. No, I ain't hustling. I ain't doing none of that. I'm staying in alignment. I'm not telling nobody not to work, not to continue doing what you're doing, but within my journey, I'm gonna continue to stay focused and stay in alignment because my portion comes from the Most High. You know, that's just like the Levites when they was handing out land, when he was separating everything. The Levites was the only tribe that didn't get no land, no nothing. He told them, don't worry about the Levi. You know what I'm saying? That's the Old Testament, but you know, we in the New Testament. He said we're gonna put away the old and we're gonna bring the new. That's when we became the Israelites, you know. That's when they freed them out of Egypt. But like I was telling you though, at that point, the Levites ain't getting no portion of land, no this, no nothing. You know what the Most High say? They portion comes from me. So that's where I stand with it. My portion comes from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I put in the work. You know what I'm saying? And I want you all to understand, man, don't be scared to walk through that fire. If your calling come, take it. Take it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't accomplish or what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us walking amongst the unseen. But once you see, you'll never forget. What do you go through for oh no. You say what do you go through for Fent? What a beast. Keep it up. I appreciate you, GB. I appreciate you, my brother. Listen, you're funny. But remember, my brother, listen. Just stay focused, man. Stay focused. Live life, though. Live life. No matter if you're in solitude, isolation, no matter what you're going through, man. Even if you done been knocked down. Like I said, I done been knocked down. I done been there. I'm talking about from the trenches to wherever you talking about. I don't. Experience is the key. You know what I'm saying? Experience is the key. You know what I'm saying? Because for every fall down, it's a lesson you learn. Cause when you learn that lesson, you get back up anyway. Cause that same lesson you learn, when you get back up, you apply it. Yeah, you apply it to move forward, you know. And I just want everybody to understand, man, listen, everything is out here. There's an opportunity for all of us. You know what I'm saying? To find ourselves, to master self, to stay in alignment, to gradually upbring your discernment, your intuition, your clarity. You can gain all that. Don't all that with a person. No, he said, many were called, very few were chosen. And many that was called, meaning you were called. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll have few chosen or this, that's for a certain assignment and all, but everybody got a destiny. So ain't nothing wrong to find out what yours is. Me, I'm telling you, because like where I come from my background and everything I've been through in life, let me tell you. You don't need no degree, you don't need no PhD, you don't need no high school diploma, you don't need nothing when it comes to the spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not fighting in the physical, you're fighting against principalities. So remember, you know what I'm saying? Just with everything he instilled in you, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, every talent that the Most High set you aside before you was formed in the womb that he gave you, all you got to do is apply it. Especially when you don't care about the naysayers, what they got to say. Just apply it. Apply it. Apply it to your daily living, your daily life, and don't worry about what nobody got to say, the negativity. Let me tell you, one thing about people, man, they going to talk. They talked about Jesus, you know what I'm saying? If they talked about Jesus, and they talk about God, who am I? They gonna talk about me too. So, as long as they ain't putting their hands on you, they can't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know you highly protected, you staying in high vibration, you stay in alignment. Let me get to you 1,000. Fuck what they got to say. Yeah. See, people that got to get validation from other people, they care about who approve and who. I don't give a fuck if you don't approve. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I give 2 fucks. You ain't got to approve of nothing I say. Because one thing you ain't going to do, you're not going to get in my way. I'm going to continue to do the things I need to do to stay in alignment, continue to live my life, continue to be prosperous, continue to show love, peace, and harmony. I'm going to do what I got to do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you ain't going to do, you ain't going to tell me what to do, period. Period. I don't care who it is. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? The best choices sometimes comes from you when you have self-reliance. You know what I'm saying? When you got self-reliance and you believe and you know you're making a clear, conscious decision on things that you're doing, fuck what anybody say. Because if you go back to your old way, that's what people like. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's supposed to say the same their whole life. Who? Man, you gotta be a motherfucking fool. You gonna tell me I'm supposed to stay one way my whole life? No. No, 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 no. 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 It ain't. I don't know where they get that from now. If a person changing for the better, let them do what they do. If you don't like it, then listen, remove yourself. That's it. You ain't losing nothing. You ain't losing a damn thing. Yo, when you don't lean on no man, you ain't losing shit. For everything you lose, he said you could times it times 100 when he give it back to you. So that could be associate, that could be good people, whatever. It don't matter. Don't let nobody talk you out of the things or your visions or your goals or you stay in alignment or you wanting to do better for yourself, point blank. Yeah, that's the whole rap about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, you got to be able to get this type of deliverance for some that it might go over their head. So I'm just getting it to you straight up. Yeah, straight up. And one thing we ain't doing, we ain't giving no reactions to nothing, you know. But you got to stand on what you got to stand on. Because if it works for you, forget everybody else. That's all that matter, man. No matter what they say, as long as you know it works for you, it can come inch by inch. As long as you know you're attaining what you need to attain, you stand upright, you stand righteous, you stand with a pure heart, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't giving no reactions, keep doing what you're doing, man. It get hard now, don't get me wrong. It get hard. He'll strip you of everything. Before you can see a breakthrough, he'll strip you of this, strip you of that. Yeah, he'll take everything from you. Why? To see if you're going to continue being who you are. To see that inner man in you. Do you really have faith? You know what I'm saying? Is you willing to take the shortcut? You know, is you willing to step on somebody to get somewhere? Is you willing to do someone wrong to get somewhere where you need to get to in life? No. For what? There ain't nobody on none of that sucker shit. No. Ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Forgive my language for everything, but it's just being straight up, you know? Don't let nobody think you on some sucker shit or cause you ain't feeling the way they feeling or you ain't doing what they doing. I don't give a fuck what you doing. You know, that's the best thing when you adapt to that. When you a king or queen, a man or woman, and you don't care about what the next people are doing, guess what? You're living your own life. Yeah. 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 When you know how to embrace that of not caring what others are doing, especially if it's not however big your circle is, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes pertaining to you, you know what I'm saying? You should never care about what others are doing. You know what I'm saying? To add on to your day or what you want to do. No. You create your day, you make your day go by how you want it to go. Yeah, you adapt. And one thing about it, you got to adapt to yourself. Because if you ain't mastering self, then you ain't doing it for self. Yeah. Self-approval is the best approval. Because if you love yourself, you believe in yourself, ain't nothing better than that. Ain't nothing better than that. Because if you gotta have somebody tap you on your ass to tell you to get up and do this, and no, you can do it yourself. When you're ready, you will. See, sometimes your back gotta be against the wall to do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But if you done already adapted to knowing what it is to rebuild, or you done been broken before, meaning the experience of life of being broken, meaning losing everything, starting from zero, rebuilding yourself, adapting to a different society, atmosphere, all that. You combine all that together and say, you know what? Build yourself back up. Bum, 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 bum. Fuck it, I'm gonna go back at it again. Yeah. When you go back at it again, you just make sure that the moves that you make them with precision. That's it. And you ain't got to tell nobody what the fuck you got going on. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes you got to talk to them like that, but not in that form and faction, meaning like, person want to know your business? No, ain't no business. This ask me what's going on, I tell them I'm staying focused. That's it. There go your answer right there. I done had some ask me, and then they try to penetrate and ask me the same question in a different way again. I tell them, well, I'm nothing. I'm just staying focused, staying in alignment. What else you want to know? Do you know what staying in alignment mean? That is a broad answer. That could be many things, meaning staying focused on my health, staying focused on the word, staying focused on achieving my goals. You know, it's a broad answer. That's like the police pulling you over and talking about what you doing at 2 a.m. You know what I'm gonna tell them what I'm doing at? I'm partying. So when they say you partying, what I could be drinking, what they call that shit, soda water, whatever, all that, seltzer water. I could be doing that. I'm partying. You know what I'm saying? It's a broad answer, meaning it could be multiple things. That's the same thing with being in alignment. It's multiple different brackets that comes with being in alignment. Yeah. Working on self. Yeah. Spending time on self, self-care, self-love, self-evaluation. Yeah, we can just keep going on for days. So at the end of the day, you don't owe nobody no type of answer or what the hell you doing, how you doing it. Just keep doing it. That's it. Just keep doing it. And eventually you'll grasp onto it. You'll know what's working and what's not. Yeah. You'll know what to pursue and what not to pursue. Yeah. And you'll see the things that come before you, the tests, you know what I'm saying, the betrayal. You're going to see a lot. Yeah, you're going to see a lot. It's certain things you're going to see, guess what? It's going to take you a minute to find somebody you can talk to about it. Yeah. When you really see what's going on in this matrix, you be like, damn, boy, this world here is something else, you know what I'm saying? And it's really like that. So I want people to understand that. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be able to go back to the unseen. Once you see it, nah, it's a whole different ball game. But one thing I did want to say, man, listen, I appreciate everybody that did join in. I was just popping in anyway, because I said, let me see what's going on. Let me see. Nah. That's what matters done today. I don't even care about someone's opinion. You're not supposed to care about nobody's opinion, Diggy. Joe Fish, my friend's sister, has a extra and said, okay, I sure do. I appreciate you, Joe Fish. Love you, man, my brother. Bro, today is your exam. Oh, you got an exam? I hope you pass it, man. I pray on God for you. I appreciate it, Joe's. Material, I subbed. I appreciate you, Zaki Wise. I appreciate you. No problem. But yeah, so let me tell you, like I said again, it's all a test. You're gonna catch negativity. You're gonna catch people that got, some people ain't, let me tell you. In this world I done lived in, I done seen people with way more than me. But you know what they ain't got? They ain't got the heart that I got. So you're gonna catch sideways comments. You're gonna catch the haters, the non-sayers. Yeah, you're gonna catch all that. But guess what? They ain't got. They can't be you. Remember that a person can hate you all day in life. You know what I'm saying? Even for no reason. You know what the number one reason? Because they're not you. They're not you, sis. They're not you, bruh. Remember that. Don't let that fly over your head. So when they don't like you, you just look at them and say, I'm sorry that you can't be me. That's all you got to tell them. Love, everybody.